Welcome to our podcast, Happy Household. We appreciate you listening in. Ben and I started this podcast to share some insights on what we have found successful and maybe what wasn't so successful. Our hope is that we can help each of you in some small way while getting to spend some quality time together. We feel the key to a successful relationship is trust and communication. Whether it be with friends, family, or significant others, open communication builds trust and creates a home that can become a happy household.
Well, hello, Sweet Pea.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm alive.
You're alive?
Alive.
Johnny 5 alive. You don't remember that movie? Really?
No.
Short Circuit? Man, you are a deprived child.
I've never seen Short Circuit.
Amazing.
I've not even seen The Goonies.
Oh, my Lord. Well,
Never seen Star Wars. Never seen Lord of the Rings. All the mainstream people that were movies that people watch, I don't tend to watch those.
I don't understand. Goonies, a lot of people like the Goonies, and it was okay. I didn't really find the fascination with it too much, but Johnny 5 and Star Wars, can't go. Even The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings is slow. I can't stand that very well, but I mean, I like it. It's a slow movie.
Ain't going no. I just don't. I don't know what it is. Like, I know you love the Star Wars movies, but I'm like, I don't see the draw to it, or like, I don't understand the big mainstream. Oh my God, this is the best movie ever made. Like, I don't get it. And it's not that I haven't tried to watch them, because I have. I have fallen asleep in the first 15 minutes of the Star Wars. I have fallen asleep in the first 15 minutes of Lord of the Rings, and I've attempted them at least 5 times a piece. If it doesn't grab me and like get me from the get-go, I'm like, okay, I will force myself out. And I tried on the last 2 times on watching Lord of the Rings, I drank a Red Bull and I still passed out because I was so bored.
Lord of the Rings.
So I'm thinking reading the books is probably a better option for me.
Maybe. Lord of the Rings and even Star Wars, sometimes they have a very slow start. They don't have that snatch right off the rip type storyline. But yeah. Anyway, so I guess we'll have to start by welcoming everybody back. I hope that everyone enjoyed their holiday weekend. I know we did. So,
well, with that said, in my weirdo, not watching mainstream movie self, own it, love it. Give me a recap.
Watch the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, no, I books intrigue me more than movies.
Right.
I love movies. If I could make a career out of watching movies and giving an honest opinion about, hey, like
a critic.
Well, they have critics out there, but like without it being edited, like this is a good movie in my opinion. You may like it, you may not. A lot of the times the mainstream stuff I don't like, but the public goes crazy for. So always watch opposite of what I tell you to watch. Those are the good. Not always. There's always going to be like Aragon. You and I've talked about Aragon multiple times.
Aragon and the fact that
way before its time. We both love that movie. You even have the sword from the movie, or a duplicate of it.
Replica, yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly wish that they would make the other books.
The sequels?
I really wish that they would. Reinvent that one, and I'm sure the actors that play in it are much older now.
Oh, yeah, they're like, what? That was like 20 years ago.
Yep, I think no, yeah.
2004 or something like
2004, I think, yeah, because it was right out of
high school.
Yeah, it was right after I got out of high school. So I don't know,
youngling.
That was also right around the time where like Twilight was coming out and all that stuff. So
there's a movie to sleep through right there.
See, I liked those.
I was just kidding.
And to be honest, I was so Team Jacob. If you have the option between a werewolf and a vampire, are you freaking nuts?
Yeah. I would have to probably go with the wear too.
Man, wear me up.
Rough.
Take it how you want it. Anyway, with all that said, we hope you guys have.
Let's not get too fuzzy here.
Yeah. No pun intended. With all that said, we all hope you had a very, very wonderful holiday weekend. Thank you for all of those men and women who have served our country, are currently serving our country, those who have paid the ultimate price. We cannot tell you thank you enough for all that you do for this country, for all that you sacrifice for this country, including your families as well.
Right.
Big shout out to all of you, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
Um,
it's Memorial Day is not just for veterans either. It's for the people in your lives that make you who you are and bring happiness to your life.
nope, it's
Memorial,
about veterans.
no, it's not. I mean, yes, it's about people that have died, but Memorial Day is more for those people are included most definitely, but it also is for you know the grandparents that you loved so well. They're no longer with you. The parents, the siblings, and all the other loved ones too are all fall underneath that same banner. So we hope that.
Yeah, but no, I don't agree with that.
Well, that's the way it is. Because
No, because Memorial Day to me and to the world is about remembering those men and women who have served and who have given the ultimate sacrifice. And every other day of the year is Memorial Day for the people who I've lost in my life. Now, I come from a military family, so it's a little bit different for me, because I had an uncle who paid the ultimate price in battle.
Right.
And, you know, all the men in my family have served, and my mom included. And, you know, yes, we should always remember the people that we've lost that made us who we are. But, you know, Veterans Day is for the ones that are still alive. They're still here. They're past. So, you know, just making sure that we're honoring the flag and we're honoring what it truly stands for, which is freedom, and the fact that we can live our lives the way that we want to live our lives without judgment and things like that. But I agree with you to a certain point, but I definitely want to highlight the men and women who have paid the ultimate price. That
Well, they always should be honored and remembered, no matter what holiday it is.
But I also include their families in that, because it's
Yeah.
not just the soldiers who sacrifice, it's their
Oh, yeah.
families, it's their kids, it's their wives, it's their husbands, it's their significant others that have to say goodbye multiple times when they go
Yep.
overseas or on missions or whatever it may be. So
Yep.
anyway,
Both of our families have
Yeah.
have those people's
people.
those
Yeah.
family members in that situation for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But
So,
but we all hope that you all had a very wonderful holiday weekend. We had a blast this weekend. We went
Yeah.
up, and it's a tradition for us. We go up and we go trail riding.
right. Which
Just
if anybody,
us and our machines.
yep, if anybody follows us on Facebook, I've been working extra overtime trying to get those videos edited and photos. The one I haven't got too many photos up there yet, but I've been working on that part in the last few days, trying to get that stuff up there for you guys to enjoy as well. So you'll see a little bit of that, and I do have to have to say, I am sorry, I am not very good at video editing yet or filming, but we hope that throughout this endeavor that we will get better and you guys can enjoy those videos a little bit more.
Yeah. You do a better job than you think you do, but yeah,
Right.
we had a blast. We had one little snafu. My
Or two.
two.
I
Oh. Well, I'm sure there was slight ones, but well, actually there was two.
yeah, there was two.
Well, let's just precedence by saying your girl here was trying to expand her skill set, and her skill set,
Decided to bite her.
let's just, okay, long story short, Quad ended up on top of Amy, and Amy is now very, very, very sore and has a bruise from the luggage rack slash. My legs ended up
I
getting
don't even know where that came
Yeah,
from. But it's a doozy. Yes,
it's
for
a
sure.
doozy of a bruise. It's a doozy of a soreness. And, you know, trying to do, for those of you who know what this is, the washout, for those of you who don't know what this is, it's basically, like it says, the water washed out a trail, and you have like just uneven ground, and there's a canyon in part of it.
That
and
one was a
flat-
big one.
And so I was trying to expand my skill set
And
because
I,
washouts make me a little
right.
nervous. And my beautiful fiance over here was encouraging me, just like, okay, you can do it. You got this. Amy didn't got it,
Yeah,
honey.
Amy got it.
Amy got it in the
Amy
wrong way.
got
The
But I have to really commend you because you really went into that. I knew you were nervous and I wasn't going to push you. And you still went in and tried it. And even though it bit you, you still got up. And even though I had to finish getting the machine back down to level ground, you still got back on. You still rode. You still came up to the next obstacle. You still went through it. You still charged forward. And I have to commend you highly on that.
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It it's funny in hindsight because what happened is I was going through and there was a part of it where my quad fit just right, where it was literally on the edge of like falling into the washout. And there was a part that just dipped down and it was soft sand and it took my front tire and it just flipped it right on its hilt, I guess if you want to call it, or its top end, and I was pinned underneath and I ended up on the other side of the washout with two boulders underneath me, or rocks more like it, underneath me with a quad pinning my legs to the rocks.
Yeah. And
I
it
ended up
was,
falling on my elbow and jamming my shoulder up, so my neck's all messed up. And
yeah,
it's. But you know what? And then the quad ended up alerting me the next day about something about the CVT.
the drivetrain. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
got a CVT transmission, which means it's belt drive.
And whoever put those alerts on there that it does it, every certain miles,
Every so
screw
many
you,
hours.
dude. That freaked me out. Like, don't alert me that it needs service. I will take my machine in when it needs its service. I service it throughout the year, and y'all can suck it. That's the stupidest thing you have ever added. Kawasaki, you're stupid for that. Don't add alerts for no reason.
Well, alerts are all right, but don't make it go into limp mode just because we haven't got it in there yet. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere, dude.
We don't even have cell phone service in this.
Right.
We can't. I mean, I thank you to you and Lonnie for spending hours on trying to figure out how to get that out of limp mode so that I could go back riding because, well, you know that I love to ride.
Right.
But I was so sad because I'm like, my poor baby machine is like, it's out of commission. And I thought maybe I messed it up because of the accident. And
No.
I'm freaking out that it's going to be a huge expense for us. And all it turned out to be was we couldn't take it out of the error mode because stupid Kawasaki put a timer because I had rode it for 100 hours.
I don't even know I don't know how many hours are on that machine. I know
It was 104 at the time that it went off.
right. So 100,
Stupid thing.
100 hours. They want you to check the belt drive system, or they want you to take it to the shop actually and have them inspect it, which I kind of agree with. That's kind of a nice feature. It kind of forces you to um, maintain and keep eyes on your machine so it doesn't destroy something in the long haul. And I kind of understand, but not limp mode. Come on, people.
Yeah. That's more what I'm upset about is that I then couldn't get it out of error state even after checking it.
Right.
We flipped every.
Yeah.
I mean, they took that whole dang thing apart
I took it apart 3 times.
and it's frustrating. So, like, yeah, okay, I appreciate that you alert me, like, hey, just double check this, but allow me if I've opened it and I've closed it and I've turned it off and on, it's checked, bro. Turn
Yeah.
off.
Well,
Don't.
the thing was is
Stupid.
the whole reset system that they do is not well known or is in the instruction manual, which nobody ever keeps with them. So that was more we had to find that information, and it was a pretty easy reset. But alls I know now
Still
is
stupid.
alls I know now is that for some reason we went up, we had a blast, but we went up to relax and then kind of recoup, and I'm feeling more tired now than I do before I went up.
Well, we haven't slept all that fantastic since we've been back. Your hips were really sore. My whole body was sore.
Right.
So I think that's part of it is that we're recouping from riding for
Right.
2 days.
Well, and I think even to kind of to go off on a little side whim here is that, you know, we were all together and we all enjoyed each other's company um, hugely, but it's like when we come back, it's like now I'm even more tired. It's like it's more work trying to keep that type of happiness throughout the household, right? It's like I'm wore out now and it's I can't I'm just tired.
Oh, I'm not generally tired when we get back.
Right.
Because I go into gotta clean the machines because God knows it took
Oh,
me
dude, they were
2 hours to wash, y'all.
yeah.
I mean, spray wash these machines because there was so much caked on mud. The best ever.
Yeah, but the problem is that they really don't even look like they were power washed. The side by side doesn't look like it was washed at all.
Well, it does. It just there's like a layer left.
Right. Well,
Um,
that's because there was so much on it.
there was just
We did have a we
so
did have a blast,
much.
right?
It was a lot of fun, but um, I think like I said, I think part of the reason that we are so tired is because we are not sleeping like we
Right.
normally do. Um, but it's also been real rainy since we've been back, really gloomy and rainy. And normally when we get back, it's really sunny and we got, you know,
Well, we also went back. Well, we took an extra day off work, so hoping to recoup a little bit. But then we went back to work, and it's like now we got to get back into that grind,
yeah.
right? And that I think sometimes creates issues just as much.
And by work, he means I have to walk to my dining room to my office.
But
But
I
it's
got
meant mine's a lot more mental. Yours is more physical.
uh,
Well,
yeah.
not that your coworkers don't have mental stress, but you know what I mean? Like you're up,
That,
moving, doing
no, my
things.
supervisors add stress. Not my supervisor directly, but all the other supervisors that I have to deal
Yeah.
with is stressful because you guys went to college and you guys should be able to know how to do your job,
Mm-hmm.
and for some reason you don't.
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know.
Anyway,
There's a whole slew of things we can theorize on why we're
right.
so tired, but
So, is there anything
shit.
that we did this weekend that um reflects on our household as a whole? You know, the kids got along pretty good with
I
each other, but when that got back, that changed.
well, they weren't right on top of each other. They had space to run. They had space. Not that they don't hear, but it's different. It's a
Right,
different you get them out of their normal routine and they love it up there.
right,
My girls, except they have a hard time getting off of their phones. Recently, that's been less of a struggle because my oldest got hers taken away for a choice she made.
right,
Um, but she's actually come to me a couple times. She goes, "I can't believe how attached to that I was. I love not having it on me all the time."
right.
And
Oh wow, you mean her parents were actually smart?
that was her
Actually,
way of saying I was right. Like,
yeah,
I love that you like to be on the phone and communicate with people. You're a very social person. I'm not, so I don't
right,
get it. But like, I get that that's part of who you are. But I love that she came back and she's like, but I can still connect and not be on my phone. And I'm
right,
like, you were complaining that we weren't giving you time or more time than we were giving you, but we were trying, but your face was stuck in a phone.
right.
But anyway, they love to go up there. They love to ride. I I love that the older two were able to do the camera work for us because that's
Oh
something
yeah,
that they really enjoy. So I feel like that brought us a little bit closer together because they kind of felt like they were involved in the
yep.
podcast, even though like we talk with them about things and ask, hey, are you okay with us sharing this? Because it's, you're involved. But
We didn't really get any video of them up there,
we
and
aren't putting them on social media for safety purposes.
yeah. Well, there's no reason to. I mean, I did have one little span there that had their little campsite, but and they're side by side, but really that's all there was there. There wasn't nothing else.
No.
We didn't really video anything else anyway. But like I said, I did notice that uh, Kayla really enjoyed camera work.
Oh, yeah. She loves
She loves
videography.
camera, and so I think maybe when we do that stuff, I think we might have found our video our video
A
person.
big videographer.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I think unplugging and just taking the time to spend together. It wasn't necessarily we were sitting down and chit chatting but we were we were in our own way. We were talking while you guys were in the side by side. You know, we would stop and play in the mud. We were bringing the joy. Each of us were bringing our own joy to the table.
Yeah, to the group.
And it made it even more fun. And then when we got back, we were able to work with our 11-year-old on learning how to ride a manual quad, which she's been wanting to do.
It's a semi-manual. It's not full manual.
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
a semi-manual.
That's all right.
Because she's rode on the back of them. She's rode on the side by side, but she's never actually physically driven one. And she was a little nervous at first.
Right.
But we're kind of training the next generation to take over for the older two, and it just means we have to get more quads, which, okay.
Yeah. Well, my pocketbook doesn't say that quite like that.
Well, yeah. Wanting it and being able to do it are two different things. Right now we have a Texas trip. Shout out. Can't wait to see you guys, Tristan and Rusty. And you got your hip surgery, and we got a lot of things coming up this year. Now we got a wedding.
Not ours.
No, we have ours.
Not this year.
Not this year. No.
You said the wedding.
I'm saying upcoming.
Oh.
Upcoming. In the next couple years, we have.
Yeah. I thought you said this year. I'm like, no, that's not ours.
Yeah. No. Ours will be in probably next year or the following year.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of things going on, and we've got to take care of those first, and then.
Right. We got a whole lot of ducks to put in the pen.
Yeah.
Because this place is quackers.
Okay, honey. And you're the lead quacky.
Yeah. He's just got the big bill.
Yeah. But we hope you all had fun on your weekend as well. We'd love to hear what you all did. If you know any great spots to go trail riding or off-roading, feel free to share. We are creating a list. Our bucket list goal is to try to hit as many ATV parks, off-roading parks, trail rides before each of us die. Because,
right.
We found a couple. I think we found one in, was it Pennsylvania? That's like that
There's
cave one.
There's one in Pennsylvania.
Tennessee, maybe?
There's a couple of them in Tennessee. There's one somewhere else, too. I don't know. There's a couple of them. Anyway, yeah. Virginia. There's one in Virginia, I think, in that area somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll have to, everyone will have to keep an eye on Happy Household on Facebook for those videos as we get the opportunity to explore those trails for sure.
Yeah.
And anything else that we come across that we might have fun doing. We do have a list of other things that we want to do as a family and see how well those things float.
It's too bad we don't want to, for gas reasons, we don't want to trug the machines down to Texas and while we're down there find an ATV park for a day.
Yeah, but it'd almost be cheaper to rent a machine down there than it would be to haul that.
Oh, I know. Especially at 8 gallons a mile.
Yeah. 9. Yeah. And anyway,
it was a lot of fun though. We had a lot of fun this weekend and made lots of memory. And although we did visit an old goodie that we visited last year and we renamed Butthole because my daughter ended up falling in it.
On her butt.
While still on a quad. She stood the quad up on a tree and just slid down like a freaking cartoon character. It was the greatest thing ever. Right. She was okay. She made her a little nervous, but she was okay and ended up laughing through it all. But we went back to the butthole and it was, somebody had filled it in. What kind of crap is that?
It looked like it had been filled in. I couldn't see, because it had high sides on it and it didn't look like it. Now, maybe I just didn't quite look at it right or whatnot, but yeah, I was like, what the devil is going on here? So it looked like somebody tried filling it in. And there was a set of tracks there too, but just ahead of that, just past that, we come across a couple of other riders and they said that the holes that they were in, they'd gotten stuck in a couple holes right there because these holes are pretty good size.
Yeah. I honestly think that a lot of the spots that we normally go to, there's a water company to not be named, but you're stupid. And I don't like your practices, are draining like 200 some gallons a day.
20,000 gallons a day. And
it's drying up all of the trails. It's drying up all the swamps, the ponds, everything around that area. And you're killing it. You're killing
All the natural resources are
I just
drying up.
wish that companies like that were not allowed to do that. Like, if you want to go get water, too bad. Drink it from your freaking faucet. Use a filter. Like, stop using bottled water. Like, I know we use bottled water for this because we had to for like showers and things like that. But
It's kind of a catch-22. The
it
problem
is.
is that
But I think they should be limited to how much they're allowed to get per
well,
area. Like,
yeah,
you should 20,000 gallons or what?
yeah.
You're going to drain that entire city
Well, the problem
and
is
then
that
just up and move to the next one.
the problem is the company come in there and they probably threw some coin around and they snowballed everybody in that area to make them believe that there was plenty of water for everything, and they also had told them that they were bringing jobs and all kinds of stuff into the community, and they brought the factory in, they brought the pump in, they started pumping the water out, then they carted it off to some other place so they could bottle it, which is about par for corporations for sure.
I
But
just, I'm not like a advocate. Like, but that was heartbreaking to see.
yeah,
Even from last year to this year, like it was flourishing so well. And even at our friend's property, they used to have a pond, and now it's complete. All it is just a little stream.
yeah. He said the first year they bought it.
Kayla got stuck in.
Yeah, the first year they bought it, they actually put a rowboat out there. It
Yeah,
was it was probably, well, I don't know, about 5 or 6 feet deeper than it was now, and yeah, every year it's gone down and it hasn't come back.
I don't,
So that's a
I don't,
shame.
I don't know. It's just it's heartbreaking to see that
Yeah, because what's going to happen is that area is going to dry up.
they're gonna move on, and then they're
Uh,
never gonna recover,
Yeah, the area will never recover.
or at least
But
not in our lifetime.
the downside is that all the people that live in that area, they have what we would like to think they have happy households, right? And if they no longer can have the essentials that they need, they're going to have to move, and they're going to have to start over somewhere else, and that's sad. An area should be able to maintain itself.
Honestly, just don't think allowing a company to take 20,000 gallons.
They snowballed everybody. They said that that area would be just fine like that, and it is for like a
Well, maybe
year.
people should open up their freaking eyes and stop believing corporations and looking at the dollar bills. Yeah, it's going to create jobs. Great. I love that it creates jobs, but at what cost? Like, if you're make it sustainable, don't wreck the area and then say, "Oh, I'm going to give you a job for a couple years and then we're going to end up packing up shop."
Well, they didn't
Fucking
even
be honest.
they didn't even give the jobs. The
No.
the people thought they were going to be bottling and doing all kinds of stuff there, and they didn't. They just pumped the water out. They put it in a tanker and they sent it to another facility
To bottle it all up.
to
They did,
bottle.
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even do it there.
It's it's frustrating.
It's
It's
dirty.
But you know what? Here's to the public. Y'all the one are buying their products. So the only way to stop that is run them out of business. Stop buying their products.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily work because those products are worldwide, and the rest of the world doesn't care.
I,
Doesn't care if they're happy or not. That's a fact of life.
I know, unfortunately. And I'm not saying that there's not things that, I hate the fact that I can't go to the store and buy shampoo. I have to order it from Amazon because it doesn't even carry my shampoo anymore. Amazon's the only one that carries it. I hate the fact that I have to do that. I would like to go to the store to support the local stores, but they can't maintain the stock because everybody's buying online. Like,
Because society's become lazy.
yeah,
And, unfortunately, we do fall victim to that ourselves.
I'm not saying that we don't.
Right,
I'm just
on
saying
occasion, yeah.
that's the way. But if we don't stop and open up our eyes about convenience isn't always the best way to go.
Well,
Number
not
one,
yeah.
convenience, like, great. I don't have to go out in public. I don't get sick. I don't get whatever. But at what cost? Because they're not paying their drivers crap.
Right. Well, the other thing that people need
People
to
are
look
having to drive their own vehicles because they won't provide them with a vehicle to drive.
You have to also look at the fact that if you take the time to go out to do that shopping with your family, your significant other, spouse, whatever, mom, dad, you know, that is time that you're going to spend with them people, which is going to bring happiness into your life. So yes, it is convenient to go and just order it online, have it delivered to the house. We do it here. Our
I
Amazon
again,
driver does it.
I'm not judging. I
Right.
mean, maybe it sounds like I am. I'm not. I'm frustrated with myself too because I'm like, it is more convenient to have somebody bring it to me. And one of the reasons I do that is because I work with people who
Right.
have that they're relying on that paycheck.
Right.
But on the other hand,
But
I'm
we
also a firm believer like I don't want to go into the grocery store and have to scan my own groceries. Then I should get a discount on that. If
right.
I'm working for you to scan my own groceries, I shouldn't have to pay $600 to get food to feed a family of 6.
Right. I should get 3 or 5% off my bill.
20%. Give me the income you're giving somebody else. You want to pay me to be a cashier and check myself out? Pay me the wage.
Right. No, I
But
agree.
we have to obtain it because we have to eat.
Right.
So
Or
we're screwed and they know it. These companies know it.
we have to go to
Sustainable living, which we are trying to do. We are
right.
trying to grow our own food. We're trying to,
It takes time, and that in itself is a lot of hard work.
yeah.
You have to commit to that for sure.
I honestly believe that there's a lot of good that has come about in the recent years, but there's far more bad than there is good. Because I honestly feel like maybe I was raised in the wrong time. I don't know, but like I remember a time when people were kind, people went to the grocery store and you didn't have to use an entire paycheck for the month to buy groceries to feed your family. You didn't There's so many things that I wish that we were still old school on, not in a like technology way, but like in a mentality way. Like I love the advances that we've made to make things easier for people, especially for people who can't get out of their house. Like I love that.
Right.
But I feel like it's cost it's cost us so much morally. People don't
No,
act as right in public. People treat people like, why are you in my way?
it's
Like
all about
it's
the
just
money.
yeah.
Unfortunately, it is literally society is based off of money now and greed. And greed has has bent everybody to that way of life, and it's a horrible life. And if there was a way, if I could figure out a way to eliminate the greed, then I think that the whole world would not only excel at an even faster rate because unfortunately greed is one thing that holds us back.
I,
Technology, evolution, whatever you want to call it, money and greed holds us back, stops us from accelerating to our full potential. And I wish there was a way to, reduce the need for greed, but
well,
I don't think society would
it's no
would,
different
would
than
stand that.
it's no greed is no different than drug addiction. It's
Yeah.
no different than alcoholism.
No, it's
It's an
an yeah.
addiction.
Money's an
You
addiction for sure.
There's never going to be enough money in this world to make you happy because it wasn't designed to make you happy. Anyway, I get off my little pedestal. That's not what I'm intending to do. It is extremely heartbreaking to see such a beautiful area.
Dry.
And I know that's not the only place in the world that they're doing it. Because imagine all the animals that don't have water to drink or all the there's so many things that affects. Anyway,
There wasn't as many mosquitoes.
that's a plus. Those little suckers can die.
they can
Peel
dry
off
up.
and die. I
Right.
hate mosquitoes.
And I didn't see any ticks either.
Carrie did.
Well,
Poor Carrie.
she attracts the bloodsuckers, I guess.
Well, but yeah, we had a great time. And like we said, we hope you all had a great time too. And your weekend was full of fun and family and laughter and friends. And
Yeah. And please, when you guys are out doing stuff, with family and friends, pay attention, right? To the family and friends. You might learn something about your family that you didn't necessarily know. Like we did with the Kayla and the camera. She really, really enjoyed playing with that camera. And I knew she kind of liked that stuff, but now that we all know that, that's going to help bring happiness to her. If we find a niche for that hobby for her, that it'll bring happiness to her, and in turn will bring happiness to us,
Mm-hmm.
which will affect everybody in a positive direction. So these little trips like that help find those little things that we can make things better for everybody.
Well, the trips facilitate the opportunity to talk about that kind of
Right.
stuff, like the communication and the opportunity to say, here, try this out. If you don't like it, no big deal. If you do, hey, you found something you like. But, you know, to add to that, we also make it a point to communicate with the girls and attempt to get to know the girls and figure out what are you interested in. Because, I bought my daughter a whole sound studio basically, and she ended up not liking it. But it's just money. We're still using it. We're using it for the podcast now.
Right.
So, she didn't know she didn't like it until she tried it.
Right.
But with the camera, like, she likes it. Cool.
Yep.
Great. Go with it. But we do try to sit down and to get back to like the root of why we are doing this podcast is we sit down and we communicate with the kids. We spend time with the kids. We unplug and pay attention.
Right. And all these little things that we do on the side, like the riding, and if we get around to doing some camping, it gives that opportunity for us to try new things, to see what brings that happiness to each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that allows us to be able to expand on that feeling, and to be able to make everybody happier.
Well, with that, we're going to wrap up for the day. And like we've said before, feel free to like, share, follow on all of our platforms. Feel free to email us at happyhousefulpodcast@gmail.com with any feedback, any off-roading things that you have or you have found, or just simply just want to shout out hi. Love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, we love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And with that, we hope you guys have a very, very blessed week and have a very wonderful weekend. We are going to sign off for the week, and we are going to go back into family time because our work week is almost done.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. One more day.
Ugh,
One more day. All right, y'all. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye.